This year we launched the Erie News Now Investigators, a group committed to holding the powerful accountable and seeking answers at issues in our community. Tonight we continue with that mission with a look at new information about a decades-long problem in East Erie. A newly released report calls the Erie Coke site a potential threat to our health and the environment, describing the levels of pollution that permeate the site.
Our Ethan Kibbe has followed Erie Coke for years. He is joining us now here in the studio with a look at the new information about the site. Ethan, just how badly polluted is that East Erie facility?
Mike and Eva, Erie Coke shut down about 4 years ago, but its effects on the east side, we're still feeling those. Take a look. This is a little bit, just a little bit, from this 3,700-page report from the DEP. It finds that poisons like arsenic and benzene are in the soil and water all over that facility, and scientists say the lingering effects of the industrial manufacturing and dumping of some of those chemicals near and into Lake Erie still hurts the water quality of the lake to this day. But maybe the biggest takeaway from all of this is that after a year of testing, hundreds of samples, we still don't know just how badly polluted that site is, and more testing is needed. That DEP report includes data from dozens of groundwater and soil samples. It shows widespread pollution with compounds like benzene in half of the groundwater samples. Experts say it's likely that manufacturing waste products were dumped over and along the bluff by Lake Erie, saying the chemicals that leached into the soil and groundwater continue to hurt the water quality in Lake Erie. Most of us depend on that water for our drinking water. The report calls for more testing, saying some samples found harmful materials as far as 20 feet below ground, meaning although we know horizontally across the surface how badly polluted the site is, we don't know just how deeply contaminated that Erie Coke property might be.
There are people who regularly fish in that area. Lake Erie is already home to fish consumption advisories from our past of toxic pollution. So I just encourage people to be considerate of what activities they may want to be cautious to do in that surrounding area. I wouldn't be letting potentially dogs and kids play too close to that site without having a better understanding too.
Today, the activist group Hold Erie Coke Accountable released a letter calling for, among other things, increased transparency and accountability. Leaders say that community leaders need to bring community members into discussions about what's happening at the facility and what should happen next, saying people living there are among the most important stakeholders in any future decisions. Now, our report today barely scratches the surface of this. There is so much information and so much we can learn from all of this work, which, by the way, we're footing the bill for as taxpayers. Be aware you're paying for this. Coming up in the weeks ahead, we'll have a much more in-depth report breaking down everything we've learned with these mountains of data. Ethan Kibbe, Erie News Now.